I'm shocked with how much interlop we're getting with like anime community and then like
Oh yeah,
Ludwig
dude.
and
Twitch,
like you
Twitch.
said, the
I'm telling you,
yard.
Twitch, like it connects everything. It has its tentacles everywhere, dude.
It's
Because like,
tentacles.
yeah, because I mean, a lot of anime creators are connected to like VTubers who are connected to other streamers, to especially
Yeah,
something like VShojo who has more clout with like American streamers. Maybe not so much the Japanese ones, but like something more.
that is true.
Even like Hololive has more, because I mean, someone like Callie is like best friends with Sysnap,
Hmm.
so it's like all of it like connects. It's all a whole web.
I will say though, Hololive as an entity is big enough where if they do collabs, it's mostly with themselves and like other
Yeah. Oh no,
regions.
100%, 100%. Especially JP, especially JP.
Yeah, Hololive
Like
JP is like its
if they do
entity.
like, yeah, if they do outside collabs, I think they did like with like bigger things. Like they did interviews with like movie stars and stuff.
Hmm. One thing I'm seeing is a lot of the Hololive collabing with Hololive Indonesia.
Yeah,
That's
they do.
the
They
other
do quite a
region
bit.
that I'm seeing.
I don't watch as much VTubers as I did like in 2021, but
Hmm.
yeah,
He's a
I,
change
I
man.
watch more. I watch more English ones actually. I watch more VShojo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they're connected with other streamers I watch. So
Yeah, I just watch based off the game. That's kind of it. Like I
mm.
started watching Bales because she started playing Valhalla, and that's like one of my
Mm.
favorite games. So I watched that playthrough. It was really funny.
Interesting.
Hmm.
That's interesting. I'd say I'm the opposite. I guess I watched based on the personality, I guess, or
Oh
for the
yeah,
collab.
if it's like if they're playing a game I don't care about, I'm just like deuces. Get me out of
Yeah,
here, boss.
yeah.
I will say I
Interesting.
am having a hard time watching anything right now recently.
Mm.
Like there's not
Interesting.
really any streams or like content creation that I'm like actively following.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's no big meta right now. There's no big thing that's
Hmm.
going on. It's kind of just like there was a meta for a second for with subathons that didn't really interest me. Um,
Subathons was a huge one, and then everyone
and
started
it's
sleeping, and
so
they still do.
I still do, but that doesn't interest me too much. There hasn't been like one, like I don't know, like Among Us back in the day. That was a big one, and that was more
Hmm.
interesting. At least the beginning was more interesting.
New season of Fall Guys though.
Oh, everybody's been playing that new season for sure. That's been
Yeah,
interesting to see
it looks
everybody go
fun.
back to that. That's
Mhm.
2020 vibes. That's
Is it that old? There's no
yeah,
chance it's
it's
2020.
2020, 100%. That's when it was the meta.
Really? Perception of time is just completely thrown off.
Maybe you were right. Maybe it is early 2020.
What's fucking going
No,
for
August.
this?
Yeah, August 1st,
Ah,
2020.
damn. Sad.
Yeah, because I mean they popped off around the same time.
As yeah, Among
Fall
Us.
Guys and Among Us. Amogus.
The thing is, I've only played Among Us 2 times, I
Yeah.
believe.
No, and at first it was really interesting to watch. It was really fun to watch. But no, I mean, people just played it so much. There was people who made their entire careers. Like someone like Toast was like entirely Fall Guys for like a straight year. I was like, damn,
Well, there's some people
how
who
did it
also
not die
just
quick? That's because I'm
exploded.
so used to like things dying in like a month, 2 months, and that stuck. It's
Yeah.
one of the few things that sticks.
Well, that was the one that kind of stuck because it was constant collaborations. Like,
Yeah,
if someone got
it
burnt
built
out, then
people for
they
sure.
just threw someone
I
in.
mean, Ludwig, I think, said that that was one of the things that made him more mainstream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, along with chess, the chess meta too, because he was
He was in
collaborating
the
with a lot of
chess
people.
meta?
He had the single biggest stream at one point for the chess for
Really?
chess.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised it wasn't the XQC, him playing chess. Because I remember they all had a
it's because he did
coach.
something. He like hosted something. He
Oh,
hosted a
okay.
tournament. It was like the biggest one for like a quick second. Like he had the peak viewers and for chess for like a quick second. It was
Okay.
interesting.
Oh man, I want to
Yeah.
get back into chess. I,
I've
I
never
used to
got into
be
chess.
decent.
I
I'm not
still don't
good.
know anything about chess.
Hmm. I always just play up based off feel, and like I play
Mm.
against constantly against a friend Vince
Yes.
who like knows openings, so
Mm-mm.
I'm outclassed.
Yeah.
But it's still fun every time because the
Yeah.
few times I do win or like force a checkmate, trash talk immediately.
But yeah, there was so many minutes.
Hmm.
There's the big one. There's the one that's the constant meta is always just React Andes.
Oh, that's eternal.
That's been, yeah, it's eternal. The eternal meta.
Yeah, that's something that will never end because it's just the art of clickbait.
Clickbait.
Well, in the LSF, if you just throw up a title,
I mean LSF, but nobody really gives a fuck about LSF anymore. LSF's kind of dead.
you still use it to find out what's happening though. Like in communities you
Yeah,
don't
I
follow.
guess. But like, it's not as much as it used to be. It's not as entertaining as it used to be because like
Oh, hell no.
streamers can like request their stuff be taken down. Like I think Hassan doesn't let anybody post about him on LSF.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't pop off as much. It's not as important in the ecosystem as it used to be. Because I mean, there was a certain section of LSF YouTubers or LSF streamers. Now it's not as much. It's just like they have their groups.
This thing that's happening a bit more now is also like watchathon or like watch alongs, where if people watch actually a full show with Amazon Prime,
not as much, not as much as it used to be.
Oh, I mean, yeah, well,
it was like 6 months ago. It was
that was like that one was hot, but it was also a lot of
the TV watchathons.
Like it was shows they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, reality TV shows. It was Hell's Kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, and then Gordon Ramsay tweeted. But now, like, you'll actually see people watching shows on Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, because they can.
Yeah, like legitimately watching it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, throws me off. That's actually the one thing I have been watching. I've been wanting to watch Jeopardy a lot.
Jeopardy, interesting.
I'm like hitting my old age crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like there's not any Jeopardy episodes on like any channel unless I have like Hulu with live TV, which is like $50 a month. It's not on Netflix. It's not on Hulu, YouTube TV. None of that. Fucking starved of Jeopardy.
That's weird.
Oh, we have to talk about the games coming to Switch because it finally happened. Persona is coming to Switch. 3, 4, 5.
Everybody's wanted for it's gonna do like 3 frames a second, but I mean it's on there.
Well, those ones might be fine. NieR Automata is gonna be running at 3 frames per second. When you come to like the boss battles, there's no chance that game's running smooth.
I would love for them to just like port it as like some kind of like 2D platformer so that it runs well.
You know in 9S's story where you're driving the little ship hacking stuff? That's the whole game.
That's the whole game.
That would be hilarious. That's the whole port.
That would be. I would expect that from Yoko Taro.
Yeah, that runs 30 frames per second on Switch for sure.
Yeah, you can bump that up to 60 even.
See, like NieR Automata, I love that game.
Yeah,
but like, why on the Switch? I'm all for games getting ports, but that's why I just don't see it working well.
If Witcher 3 has a Switch port, anything can have a Switch port. Whatever, give it to them.
Maybe
they want to make money off of it. Good on that. Good on.
Well, at least now we can stop with all the complaining
Switch
of
Persona 5 on Switch.
Yeah, literally every post is like, when is Persona coming on Switch? We can finally get rid of those posts now.
Yeah, now it's just the GTA 6 and then Switch Pro. I see Switch Pro trending every like 2 months.
Yeah, it's the Switch Pro, next Breath of the Wild 2. GTA 6. I think that about covers like the ones that I see a lot.
Ones, yeah. Those are the big ones.
Oh, a game got delayed.
A Silk Song was a one too, but that one.
Silk Song.
That one. I think we covered that last time.
Yeah, when that one got the trailer and
they have a what's it? It's Hollow Knight has a very passionate fan base.
I need to finish Hollow Knight actually. I played like a bit. I enjoyed it, but it just fell into the abyss of
it's
games.
Metroidvanias are hard because it's like you have to. It's hard because you retread the same ground a lot. And you have to keep that interesting. And sometimes when you're used to a more linear experience, it's hard to get into that.
Did you see the article / posts about John Cena wanting another 2D Metroid?
Oh, yeah. Was that real? Yeah, because
I don't know.
And then in the quotes, like, and then when Metroid Dread came out, he was like, he loves it. John Cena loves it.
Like, they said that they sent a copy specifically to John Cena's camp, and then after a while they received the feedback. He loves it. Like, this seems like so random. It's like came out like a
That's
week ago. I feel like
I don't know if you know that like Twitter account. It's like Hard Mag or something like that. It's like a kind of a parody, like
like
you
the
know, the
Onion.
Onion, yeah, but for gaming news. I thought it was that. I wasn't
it might
sure if that
be
was real.
genuinely because I still don't know his day if like John
Because
Cena is just
like,
a huge
wow,
Metroid fan.
John Cena was a huge. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know why I needed a Twitter headline for that, but okay.
Well, I found out about the news. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So it got me. It did its job. If it was real or fake.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mhm.
I saw that and I was like, cool. Yeah, it's just like that, like huh. That type of news.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't expect to read that. Yeah, this weekend's Anime Expo 2022.
Expo is the last one that happened the one we went to.
I think last year had one physical. I believe so.
I don't remember.
I know we went 2019.
We went 2019.
If I remember correctly.
2020.
And then
definitely
2020 for sure was no go.
Yeah.
2021, it's 50-50 whether that was virtual. Actually, no.
It was virtual. I think it was virtual.
Was it virtual?
I think it was virtual, yeah.
Okay. Then this might be the first one that's physical again?
Yeah, because this is the first time I like saw the whole thing that YouTubers do or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm putting out my schedule or putting this is what I'm doing this weekend. And we've gotten a lot of content from some anime YouTubers being in LA already.
Oh, yeah.
We had Sea Dog VA on the Yard. We had on the Yard podcast. We had Giguk on OTV podcast.
Man, call them Garnt. You ain't close like that.
Sorry, as I hear them referencing the podcast, so it's in my mind. No. I'm not terminally online. What's the term?
Parasocial?
Parasocial. I'm being parasocial. My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
I have met him before, though.
We both have. We talked about it like 3 times probably on this podcast.
I feel like we talked about it a lot more when we started this podcast, but we haven't talked about it in a while.
But it kind of makes sense with both of them. Like I would say Sea Dog VA.
I do want to meet Sea Dog VA. I haven't met him though.
Mm-hmm. He aligns more with the Yard podcast and Garnt. Damn it. Giguk with OTV. And yeah, it was their podcast if I remember correctly. Now we're just waiting for the Anime Man to come out and join a podcast.
See what podcast he's going to.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if there is another podcast. I can't think of one.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure there is, but not one that I follow. Damn, I can't believe I slipped up and actually I never say. I always just say Giguk, but it's because you threw me off.
Okay, sure. Blame me. Parasocial Andy. Tier 3 sub.
Tier 3 sub. A big dono. But for anyone going to AX, any advice? All I could think of is like bring comfy shoes.
Bring smelling
stay
salts.
Hydrated because it is summer. Bring deodorant if that's a thing for you.
Wear deodorant.
All
you nasty.
And then and I will say try to plan out, see what's happening on each day because you do notice that there are times where events like collide with their timings.
There's one good hall that has really good air conditioning where all like the TV setups are. Go there if you need a break from the must of the convention. Yeah.
Or the manga room.
Yeah,
that was a nice place because it was never packed when I went there. So
everybody's too worried about all the other stuff and buying stuff. So
if you feel overwhelmed, stay away from the food courts. That is hell.
I have footage of that, man. We went during the most busiest time of the day too, because it was just like people just filing. It was just like a sea of people.
Mm-hmm.
That was insane.
And for those of you who aren't local to the LA area, don't underestimate that heat, especially with.
Don't underestimate
parking. Oh yeah, that parking also.
Yeah, stay in air-conditioned places if it gets too hot.
I think that's like all I could think of from going in with my experience from 2019.
It was quite an experience. And if you're there for the whole weekend, consider taking a day off. That helped us a lot.
Yeah, a reset is optional.
Is good.
Sometimes preferred.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go again. We always
I
talk
would
about
totally
it.
go again, but it'd have to be with a good group of people and
I think I
everybody.
would actually go solo.
You're good on you.
Like 1 or 2 days solo, but that'd be fine. Of course, I would love to go with friends, but if the situation came, I would be down to go solo and see how it takes me. Because half the time it's like going to certain events, meeting certain content creators, or like buying shit, which I love to do. But I think that'd be fine. I've kind of always been fine with doing like solo things if I really want to go to it.
Yeah, I do want to go to more conventions. That seems fun. I really wanted to go to TwitchCon as well, but we'll see.
Where's TwitchCon at?
It's in San Diego. San Diego, yeah, I think.
That's actually not where I expected it to be.
Yeah, interesting.
I actually had to like list out these mangas because there's a bunch of things that happening, I should say. Kaguya-Sama is ending in like 14 chapters.
That's tragic.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Honestly, one of the best trending. I mean, I think I don't know if it's still top of Mal, but I know it cracked it for at least a little bit.
Yeah. It was the #1 rated thing on Mal. So I'm for sure
until the FMA fanboys like get
preserve
in there. Yeah,
Brotherhood as the #1 rankings show.
But I love it. It's one of my favorite shows. I think.
Did you watch season 3 and like is it dual episode was the last?
I'm almost done.
Okay.
I have a couple episodes left. Yeah.
I don't know.
I finished Spy Family though, and the other one. What was the other one? Aharen-san and Undecipherable.
Yeah. Your sleeper hit?
My sleeper hit. So good. Genuinely really good. Yeah.
I need to finish Spy Family. I need to at least check out the one that you're saying is phenomenal. And then,
to me, it's exactly what I wanted. It's something like what's that one teaser? Remarkable teaser. Takagi.
Nagatoro? You're not talking about
No. It's the other one. But it's like a wholesome it's good.
Okay. But yeah, Kaguya-Sama, like that's 14 chapters and that's on a weekly, so it's like 3 months and then it's done. It's fucking done.
Crazy. That's a big one. That's a big one for sure.
That one's like a staple for me for like rom-com. That's like a great embodiment.
That's probably one of the best rom-coms for sure. 100%. 100%.
And then I was reading. Well, there's like 3 series I was reading. The one I talk about a lot is Mahoka Koko no Retose, the Irregular Magic High School.
Mm-hmm.
That one's weird because the mangas there's like 6 different mangas being published at the same time, each for different arcs.
Interesting.
So like, because I'm be honest, if they were to do it like normally, like translate chapter by chapter, they'd probably be in like the second. No, they'd probably be in like the 6th volume. However, there's like 30 volumes for the light novel, so they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna give a different arc to different manga artists and then just translate them at the same time.
That's interesting. The only thing is that you
wouldn't be able to read like some
you risk
of these.
People getting tired of it. I don't know.
Yeah, you have people who would get tired of it. B, there are people who don't know what's going to be happening in one arc, and then they'll start spoiling themselves by reading another arc.
Yeah, they don't know the correct order, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. The correct order themselves. But so it seems like
somebody
it's like
new.
for fans.
Like if someone just started it, they wouldn't know that. You actually have to read all that. You know,
you have
like
to.
Fate,
it's like I was gonna say it's like Fate, where it's just you have to start with here, read this, but before reading this, you have to actually familiarize yourself with this. Yeah.
Here's a mobile game.
Here's the mobile game.
You gotta play at least $100 this mobile game to understand the lore completely. Okay?
Here's this PDF that you have to read before you read the 3rd novel.
There's a fan PDF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite series, so like I'm reading them all. And I will say there's some art styles where I'm like, damn, I really like this.
And it's like,
some I'm like, this is it. I love this arc, but this art style,
That's funny.
But yeah, I just thought that was kind of like unique. I don't really see that too often. I see like they'll do a spin-off at the same time, but not they're translating the main story.
I've seen that in what is it called?
Konosuba?
No, not Konosuba. Well, yes, Konosuba. I have seen it there too, but mainly in the Railgun.
Oh yeah, Railgun, because that's actually a spin-off in itself.
Yeah.
with Index.
Index, yeah.
And then this is a manga I'd recommend to everyone is MARRIAGETOXIN. Actually, yeah, I would recommend it to everyone.
Okay.
Basically, the plot synopsis, without spoiling it, is this assassin who's a poison user, because it's like, you know, like Pokemon style, where each assassin has their own like little quirk. His family does poison. He's basically in a position where he has to get married to preserve, you know, the family tree. And so far, we've met 2 girls, and both the characters seem amazing. However, I'm like worried where it could be like one of the mangas. I'm a name drop one specifically, is like the 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really like you. That's actually the name of the manga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 6 reallys. But that manga is literally throwing new girls. Like, I believe it's like a parody or satire.
Yeah, right. It makes sense.
But I couldn't read it because every 2 chapters it was a new girl coming into the series, and like at some point I didn't even think of names. I just remembered them by the quirks that they had, and that was it. It was just too overwhelming. I had to stop at like the 20th girl.
By the trope they represent?
Yeah, that was basically it. The experience was just looking at their art in the manga panels and being like, oh, that's their trope. And so I just felt so disconnected from the series. I had to just drop it. So as long as this series doesn't become that, it's good. And then the other series is Bless, which is 3 chapters. So it's like, there's still a lot.
Would that be considered a one shot or?
No, it's 3 chapters. It's just it's very early on in its publication.
Oh, it just started. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, new chapter just came out today, which is like why I want to talk about it, because it's like it has a lot of potential. I think this could be, if it continues on this trend, like could be like a top 10 manga for me if it like doesn't drop. It's really good.
Saying that a little bit early.
I know, that's why. It's like it's genuinely very nice. Of the plot being, since we just went from Dress Up Darling of, you know, model and then painter, this plot starts off with a model who really wants to do makeup artist, but because of his looks, everyone in the industry is just like, no, you know, you're good looking, just stay in the modeling gig. And then
I think you did mention this one, yeah.
Have I mentioned it before on the podcast?
To me, maybe off podcast.
Oh, okay. And then a girl who appears unassuming is like what he considers like a beautiful muse who he wants to have show, or like she has a great side that doesn't really get shown normally, and he wants to show the world how great she is. And so far it's 3 chapters, and like every chapter I'm like, damn, that was nice.
Yeah.
So let's hope it doesn't drop.
Let's hope.
And I'm also, you know, speaking very in hyperboles, I guess I'd say, because it is only 3 chapters. I'm hyping this thing up.
Right. Good to see. We like good new manga.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what we don't like?
What do we
I just read this. You see what got season 5 announced? Date Alive season 4.
Jeez. Thought we finished this at 3, man. I remember watching. Oh man, what was it? Season 2. I was like, I can't sit through this anymore.
I don't want to hate on the series, but who is watching Date Alive still?
I don't know. Date Alive seems like something they should have stayed in like the 2010s. Honestly,
yeah. It should have stopped at like 15.
That's a very like 2011 anime.
Yeah, like I think past season 2, I don't see anyone picking up the series because season 5 came out.
I mean, it has to be popular in Japan. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah, that's the only thing, is like it has to be doing phenomenally domestically, because I hear no one talking about Date Alive.
No one talks about Date Alive. Come on. Almost as many people that still talk about Food Wars. I mean, like, no one talks about Food Wars. No one talks about after season like 3 of Food Wars. Everyone's like, okay, we got the joke. We're good.
The people who talk about Food Wars are the manga readers who hate the manga. How it ended.
Has it gone downhill?
It went to complete trash from what I've heard from a few people, and like they would explain it to me, and all I could think of when I'm hearing this like plot synopsis is like, damn, this shit sounds like trash. I'm sorry, but what the fuck happened?
Yeah, because I remember people back in like 2016 used to talk about it a lot. and it
Mm-hmm.
was like something like people were definitely. I mean, I feel like they mostly talked about it just because of like the the gimmick, but
The fan service
the
of
fan service,
people exploding with flavor is
yeah,
basically what
yeah.
we'll say.
But no one talks about that. No one talks about Data Live.
Yeah.
People talked about Data Live maybe like the first season of Data Live, second season maybe.
Yeah, it
But
was a
yeah,
good seasonal at the
yeah,
time. And we're past that.
we're past it. We're past the need for that. Anime has
Mhm.
evolved.
we need to leave that behind us.
uh, yes, true.
Was it you who watched Data Live?
Yeah, drunk. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay.
I did. That was the only way I could. It's the only
The
way I could
only
get
way
through
you could
it.
get through it.
Yeah, I think that was season 2. I was just like, I did it all in one night. I was just like, let's do it.
Damn, you binge watched Data
I
Live?
binge watched Data Live and I was like, I can't do this. I was like halfway through and I was like, what am I doing with myself? What am I doing with my life? I can't keep doing this to myself. That's when I knew I needed to change my life.
So we knew it had trash taste.
So you had trash taste. Yes, that's exactly.
Also,
Oh man.
there's news of Sega. This news actually threw me off. Was Sega is looking to make live action adaptations of Atlas games with specifically Persona in mind. And
I've never seen a good anime live action. Never.
yeah, and the
Not
thing
once.
is, I'm thinking of is Sega needs to worry on making their animes of the Persona games good
Yeah.
before they start moving to the live action.
Yeah. What I think they should do, and what I think they'd never do, is make an anime that is not about the Persona 5 characters and make like almost like a kind of like introduction to Persona 6 as like an anime or yeah, maybe as an anime. As like an introduction, maybe not even to the character, but some kind of like side story that kind of introduces the scenario of what could possibly turn into Persona 6. That would be super cool and like a new way of doing things. That
I
would
don't
be cool.
know. I don't know why something at the beginning of Persona 5 reminds me of that. But I don't think they did specifically that.
And I don't want Persona 5 stuff anymore. If you played
Yeah.
R, you know Persona 5 ended. Persona 5 ended and ended
Mm-hmm.
well. It doesn't need anything else.
Oh, before Royal came out, there actually was something that was like a side story that was never within the game. Of I think it was called Persona 5 Daybreakers was the anime. Also, actually more important than Daybreakers, which was like a complete side story that was never in the game itself, was there was the Valentine's episodes of Persona 5.
Oh
And that one
yeah, I think I
was,
remember seeing screenshots of that.
yeah, because that was the only time that Say was romanceable, unless they did that in Persona 5 Royal, which I don't want to be spoiled on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was, for me, that was the hit of dopamine back then.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you like posting stuff about that for sure.
Takemi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Praise be to the utmost high.
Yeah, but we don't need more Persona. If you've played Persona 5R, you know we don't need more of it. It ended great. It ended good. We got a resolution to the story.
Yeah.
It should have stayed that way. You know, we don't need more. We don't need more Joker. I'm sorry.
Wait till the fighting game.
Oh yeah, Persona 5 Ultimax.
Yeah.
The Revenge of the Phantom Thieves or something. It was the long ass names.
Well, they had 2 fighting games before. They had like an original one that I think was only on PS3, and then
that came out like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Well, that was just a port.
Yeah.
Of the old or the newer old fighting game.
Right. I think the original came out on 360 or something. 360 and PS5.
It came out only on one console, and then like the newer one that came out around that like Xbox 360, PS3 time was on both consoles, if I remember correctly. I never played them, but I heard there's like lore.
I've heard it's good. It's made by Arc System Works, I think.
Oh, that's one who does. Is it BlazBlue or Grant?
Yeah.
Okay.
BlazBlue. Yeah, so it's good stuff.
Damn. Maybe you should. Nah, I don't want to get in a fighting game. Street Fighter 6 looks fun though.
Dude, what I want to get into is I want to get into racing games, but I want to get like a steering wheel or something because I have a fighting like stick or whatever it's called, like the fighting game stick.
Oh yeah,
the arcade thing, arcade buttons. But I want to get a wheel or something like those like cool like racing game.
Like the full
controllers.
setup.
Eventually, probably, yeah. Eventually, but not
Really?
now, obviously.
Yeah.
Those things cost.
There
like,
are limitations.
Yeah, like those things can cost us like 10K or something like that for like the
Wait, what?
For like the chairs with the hydraulics, because you can get chairs with hydraulics,
yeah,
and all that stuff. Like a full sim setup. Those are insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10K.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit pricey.
A bit pricey, yes. Even they don't even use like normal games for it. They use like special games, just for sims. For some reason. It's not like they use Forza or something.
Is it like a game dedicated towards...
Yeah, them to sit like the closest simulation to like real cars as possible. Like I've never even heard of them. It wasn't Gran Turismo or anything like that. It was like some hardcore stuff that I've never even heard of. That requires like a subscription service. Yeah.
Is that how they make their money? The fucking subscription.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. I looked into it for a little bit. It's pretty cool. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, fighting games is interesting as well.
Fighting games, there's a lot of them, and I don't know which one.
There's the anime ones, the Street Fighter,
Dragon Ball. There's the actual anime ones, which are like bad games, but just have like anime characters in it. Naruto, One Piece.
Oh yeah, I remember. What was the big one that like flopped hard? It was
I don't even remember the name of
it. It was Jump something.
Yeah, it was probably like Shonen Jump's game.
Yeah, it was Shonen Jump. I forgot what they called it, but it was like it had Luffy and like
yeah, that's the trash one I was thinking of.
Yeah. That one was really bad. But some of the Naruto ones are good, if I remember. No, not the Naruto. The Dragon Ball ones.
Yeah, Dragon Ball ones are good. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is the good one.
I remember my cousin was super into that one. Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then I have to mention it because I told you about this. Where last week we talked about Takeshi's Castle, which I said that was the English name. Turns out that's the Japanese name. The English name was Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, MXC. And I told you how it was weird because the day after we recorded that episode, I woke up to a text from my sister in our family group chat asking what the show was, like, without her listening to the podcast. Because I had edited that podcast that night.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to post it yet. I was like, I'm going to post it the day after.
Yeah.
And like, I woke up to that text and like, delirious. I was like, did I fucking post the episode without like me knowing? And it was just no. She just randomly the day after I talked about this show, we hadn't heard of in like 6-8 years.
Yeah,
she thinks of it the next day and asks us. And I was like,
it's a collective conscious, dude. Collective.
It's fucking weird, dude.
That's mind.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just
yeah, it's like that, dude. It's like that.
Just don't.
We live in a simulation, dude.
We live in a simulation.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. Oh, dude, my wallet fucking hurts though because
Yeah.
I also bought some shoes which I didn't really want, which I'm really but I'm really glad I got because sneakers released the Jordan 9 particle grays.
Yeah,
and if anyone doesn't know how the sneakers works, it's like a lotto system of like they select randomly.
Sneakers stylized as SNKRS.
Yeah,
sneakers.
Yeah, they're fancy.
Or
they're cool, but I never win those.
Right.
If anyone in my family is like lucky, it's my brother for sure.
And it's winning. It's not winning the shoes. It's winning a chance to buy the shoes, right?
Yeah. Well, I expected myself not to win, so of course I threw in my name in the lot.
Right.
And I woke up to my card getting deducted roughly $200. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, what's going on?
I said, what? And then I checked my email. I was like, oh, you won, or like you won the shoe. I'm like, well, shit.
One time I didn't want to win the shoes. I was
like
putting my name in there.
I will say, when I was looking at them online,
I was putting my name in there so I could complain about not getting the shoes.
Yeah. I was like, it was FOMO. Like, I was like, I didn't want to miss out. And when I got the shoe, like, when I threw my name in the lot and when I got the shoe, even the weeks up to, leading up to the draw, I wasn't crazy on the design. Like, I thought they looked nice, but they weren't my favorite ones. They weren't the ones I'm like, yeah, this is it. If I don't get this, I'm bummed out. I was just like, yeah, I'll toss my name in there. And then I fucking win. And I was like, shit. But they came in, I think, yesterday, and I wore them. And I gotta say, they're really fucking comfy, and I
Oh my
like
god,
them more
that's a
when I'm
plus.
looking at them in real life. So
Okay.
I am glad I got them. But damn, when I fucking when I saw that -200, I'm like, oh
That's
shit,
like,
oh boy,
I felt it there.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking tough. Speaking of fashion, 100 Thieves is back at it,
100
releasing more of their
Thieves.
foundations line.
Yeah.
This one is specifically, I think it's Nate Shot or Courage, one of the two. It's like
Mm.
specifically a color capsule dedicated to a creator that's
A
under
color
their brand.
capsule?
That's what they call it, color capsule, because it's the foundations line, which is like the
Uh,
typical 100 Thieves like shirt and then
okay.
logo.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
the same
Okay.
designs, but in unique
A
colorways.
special
That
color for,
yeah,
yeah, special edition color. All right.
and them doing that, they're just opening the floodgates of the possibilities that they can farm with
Yeah,
money. Because like
they're really into the marketing.
I
They're
really respect
experimental.
that. I,
Yeah.
I, ex- I really respect that line because there's fans of the specific content creator. I
Mm.
forget if it's Courage or Nate Shop. So they'd like be open to buying those. And there's people who are fans of the colorway. And since the merch itself has no connection with the content creator, there'd be people who buy it just because they like the
Yeah.
colors. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, ooh, good job,
That's
100
good stuff.
Thieves.
Yeah.
Truly living up to the name as the sweater org or the hoodie org.
Thieving you out of all your money, friend.
Mhm.
Well, is there anything that you were thinking of?
No, nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind to me.
No stories, nothing spontaneous. What are you doing on the 4th?
Doing on the 4th? I am chilling. Probably not much, honestly. I'm taking it easy. I'm taking it as a break. I
Mm-hmm.
live up next to a bunch of old people, so I'm not gonna be hearing much
Oh yeah,
fireworks. So I'm gonna be chilling, relaxing.
I've been hearing fireworks for the last 3 months, man. I'm
Yeah.
I'm good on that. I have no reason to fucking go out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was episode 58 of the Virtually Lost podcast. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next time.
See you next week.